to do
See
right
the sunlight
here.
in here, we got lights.
Right, we got a lot of lights. If I decide the sunlight's coming in, I know right here it's going to be beaming, so all of this will be light. But over here, in this part right here, it tends to get darker because of the sunlight.
Because of the less of the light?
Yes, and art, we have to understand this right here, this pigmentation.
Yes.
You got to understand this texture and how you get from dark that you go to a middle tone. And from the middle tone, you have to know how do you get this type of toning right, because this is going to go into your drawing.
Right.
And this what.
And this is some of the stuff you're going to be teaching in the art classes
this
as well?
is some of the stuff, so this way they get an understanding that when they start drawing, how well their drawing will come out. And then right here, you see this shadow is the same understanding of this. If this is a round circle, the shadow will be a round circle. And this is exactly the way a drawing will come out, just to understand these basic principles. See, people, you have it here yourself, Melvin Isaacs. He's telling you how it's going to work out for you and what he's about to teach you. So you can't miss out something like this. So on the website, you're going to have dates and everything of when this is going to be happening and all of that stuff. I will have dates on the website, how everything is going to happen, when I'm going to have the program implemented, so this way I can have people come and I can teach them the basic principle of art, about drawing, about watercolor, about painting, oil, pastel. All this will be included into this. And also, what I would have is a model from, I'll probably hire one of the young kids from the college and have the model where people can actually draw them live. So y'all watch that when it comes up, because most people like to draw people live. So I would have a model come in, and they would sit down, and everyone will bring up their charcoal, their pencil, and sketch that person. I will show you how to do that.
Can you do me one for anything else, and not going about some of the events I got going on this weekend? Can you explain these two drawings that's next to you, the painting and the drawing that's next to you, because they are so strong.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the one that's right here, this is a male and a female, and this is Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And what he's doing, he's surprising her with a gift, but she doesn't see the roses at the behind him. So on Valentine's, it's just sweetheart. You know, y'all have sweethearts out there.
I looked at it and I'm like, oh, that's so childish. So he's pretty.
So he's got a lollipop in her hand, and she thinking, oh, that's all I want to get. And then he presents the roses to her and say, happy Valentine's Day, baby. And that's how it goes.
That's good. And what about this one here on your other side?
This one right here is basically, I was looking at all the beautiful black queens, African American and African queens that we have in our culture. And all of y'all are, to me, are the most beautiful things in the world.
Right.
So, and you're queens. You're just not anybody. You're very stand-up,
queens. We got
hard, understanding, faithful, lovable, affection, caring. And that's who y'all are. You're queen, and you're rulers.
Yes, we
you're
are.
Rulers. They always say you're always going to find a good woman behind a good man, and you'll find a good man behind a good woman.
That's right.
So basically, that's why I seen this picture, and when I look at any of my black sisters, I look at y'all as queens.
Okay. So and this one right here, I mean, this is a spitting image of you. A spitting image, because a lot of people who do self-portraits, they're on point, but they're not exactly on point. It's not like they actually stepped on the roach and killed the roach. This one, you killed the roach. So how did you get this done? Because a lot, you took a picture. What did you do? What did you do?
Well, basically what I did with this is I did two things. I looked in the mirror.
Yes.
And I figured that, and then I took a picture of myself. And reason why I'm doing this, when I started doing this picture myself, because basically I looked at, if you're an artist or if you're telling the story, you have to talk about you first. If you don't understand yourself and who you are and what you made of, you cannot explain that to nobody else.
How you going to go anywhere?
Right, and what's my plan? Because my plan is being an artist by the grace of God. So that's why I looked at myself and I want to know, who are you? I'm looking in the mirror. Who are you? And I said, well, you are an artist, and you got to share this to the world. So right from there, I said, well, if I can do my own picture and people see that's me, it makes it that much easier for me to do them, and they can do their own as well.
Right.
So that's why I did myself, because they look at that picture and they looking at you, and they said, well, if he could do himself, he can definitely do me.
This picture is real
strong. So that is, yeah, so that's basically that, you know, wherever I go, I always bring my picture. And I also have it in oil as well. And the oil part, just like I represented, I know, but it's just like this picture right here. I always look at any black woman as a queen, or any woman as a queen.
Yes.
But I also look at myself as a king.
Yes.
So I did my own picture in a king outfit. So wherever I go is in oil. And I bring that picture there, and everybody look at that, and they say, whoa. I said, yeah, because that's the way I see myself, and that's where you have to see yourself.
That's right.
Right, because we are kings, and we are leaders.
That's right.
And the reason why I really stressed this, before Barack Obama became president, I was there. And I already seen the future, and this is exactly what I said. I said, see, we were slaves at first. We were nothing but property. But look, we rose from the bottom, as far as what the odds in this country saying. From the bottom, but we was already kings and queens. So this is a proof right here of who we are. So we're not slaves. We just kings and queens.
And we got to make everybody see that, because it's like a baby. You got to crawl before you walk. And when you walk, you got to, if you don't stomp hard, stomp hard enough for yourself to know. And I'm, to me, my thing is these days, for the past few years, nobody doesn't believe me. Nobody, a lot of people that I know from my past, and I'm still friends with them to this day, and my best friend and all of that stuff, they don't believe that I can. They don't believe I can do. And I tell them, just because I talk a certain way does not mean I walk that way. Just because I walk that way does not mean I talk that way. Just because I do either or does not mean I think that way. I can do. Never be afraid of who's next to you. Be afraid of what's in front of you only. And that's how you set yourself up. I don't set myself up to fail, but I do picture how that failure will look so I could change that. And that's what I want everybody to remember. Picture your failure to change it, because you have to change your future, things like that.
Yeah, I think you're right on point, too, because as we see ourselves, we see others, too. And so you got to surround yourself with a lot of positive people, and the people that you draw to keep you strong.
Keep that positive energy
basically
going.
That's what it's about, because if you're nurturing yourself, you're nurturing other people, and you want to nurture the right fruits around you about and doing positive things, because they're going to keep you strong and keep you up where you're supposed to be at, because you know how it goes. Once you up, you always got to come back down. You know?
And I don't forget who I passed.
There you go.
And if I passed you and I forgot your face, remind me, because I don't want to ever forget you. You might have told somebody, like, sometimes I would have said, yeah, right, Melvin Isaac, and threw the card to the side. But let me check it out, see what's going on. You never know, because he could have something. Melvin Isaac, you have a lot. You really do. This is Melvin Isaac's people. He has a lot. He really, really does. And you said, come over, check it out, and get a feel. If you don't like the feeling, I don't blame you. But if you like the feeling, you see where it's going, and it's a positive flow, let's keep riding that positive flow and keep on going with that positive flow.
And I always look at the whole picture as us seeing, you see a king, I see a queen. And we see other kings and queens, so we want to get the kings and queens back where they're supposed to be at. And on this show and your promotion, go to my website. We want everybody to go to my website.
Tell the people the website one more time, please.
The website is www.artistictalentinc.info, and the name of the organization is the Artistic Talent Inc. And you will see all types of drawing. You will see exactly what I do with the community. I'm a very humble, a very faithful person, and I'm easy to talk to. I get along with everybody, but mainly I always look at as the people that's out there. Just be yourself, be a big brother, be a real loyal, a good person. I'm all about helping. I love to help people, and I love to see people gradually pull up on their own self, you know. So basically that's what I'm about, you know.